Big time Uranus vibes coming in today. We have the moon forming a conjunction to Uranus and Taurus today, while we also have Uranus moving 1 degree forward. We also have Uranus forming a trine to Venus and Mars in Capricorn. So shocks, surprises, expect the unexpected, things happening out of the blue, spontaneous everything, name of the game today. And I feel like it's going to be definitely along the lines of relationships, because we have a lot of other energy coming in talking about relationships today, relationships on the way out, and also some really divinely aligned relationships that are perhaps on the way in. Welcome back to my channel, everybody. Today is Monday, February 7th, 2022. My name is Aubrey, and this is your astrological outlook of the day. Day 7 of our 222 month, day 7 of our Great Awakening, new moon in Aquarius lunar cycle that we're in right now. And I mentioned in my intro that there is definitely a theme and an emphasis surrounding relationships today, and I'm finding some numerological correspondences already in the fact that it's the 7th day of the month of our new moon cycle, and 7 is a number ruled by Venus, speaking specifically to relationships, while we also have the moon today in the sign of Taurus, Venus's other sign, speaking specifically to relationships. And considering the fact that we are talking about Uranus as the highlighted planet today by the moon coming into a conjunction with Uranus, this is definitely probably a day where there are going to be some unexpected things going on in relationships, partnerships, financial arrangements, and just in between, us and another person or something like that. So let's get into the report. Let's break down all this energy. We open this week today, Monday, with a very interesting configuration of planets going on in the sky, especially in the context of, again, this 222 February 22 month that we are in right now, which also happened to correspond exactly with our new moon in Aquarius cycle, which really is sort of like our Great Awakening cycle of this Great Awakening year, as we are in the shift of ages right now. And this year, this past year, 2021, and moving into 2022, and also our astrological lunar year of 2022, which will begin with a new moon in Aries in April, this whole year has really been sort of like a bridge from the old paradigm, the Pisces age, to the new paradigm, the Aquarian age. And it's required a lot of recalibration and realignments, which is largely being reflected in our lives on the microcosm and also on the world stage on the macrocosm. We're in the transition, we're in the shift of ages right now, and this Aquarius lunar cycle that we're in right now is a very critical part of that energetically, and I find it to be very ironic and synchronistic that it is also lining up with all of this 222 numerology as we are moving into 2022 energy. And 222, the significance of that number on its own relating to true love and ultimate fulfillment and the abundance and the joy that comes from that. Really, this number about soul connections and restoring inner balance and soulmates. And it also, 222 breaks down to a 6, which is a number of love and facilitation in creating and embodying love. And so that really is actually what we're moving into. And again, we also have the North Node in Taurus right now, ruled by Venus, talking about building and creating our way forward in alignment with our heart and the value, the authentic potential that we hold inside of us. While we have all of this manifestation energy that, if you've been following my work, is very present in the sky right now, helping us in this process while we are releasing and letting go of the things from the past that are no longer in that authentic alignment with us. So we're in a very critical and significant new moon cycle right now, and we know that by the astrology, we know that by the numerology, and it's like every day moving through this cycle so far has been sort of turning another lock in this massive I don't know what you would call it, but it's like the gears are turning one by one and opening another door that is really freeing our soul and our spirit and recalibrating our energy body to these new Aquarian frequencies so that we can align with and begin to work with them going forward and really create the age of Aquarius. That's how it happens. It's not like we just wake up one day and it's it's the age of Aquarius. No, it's this internal shift, this internal vibrational energetic shift that goes on within us, and then we sort of, again, this word recalibrate on an internal level. And then, we begin to start outwardly manifesting that. And through that process individually, which is then extrapolated to the collective, this is how we all come back into that authentic realignment and begin to create from our authentic potential, which really frees us to attract the abundance and the fulfillment that our soul uniquely strives for and desires in this life. So in a nutshell, that's the process of the shift of the ages, and the energy that we have present right now is really turning those keys, turning those gears, and unlocking these doors to help us move forward in this new direction. So back to the report of the day, just to sort of put that out there for a little bit of context in terms of what we're maneuvering through right now. In some regards, today's energy may actually feel like a bit of a relief. We have the sun at 19 degrees of Aquarius today. That Sabian symbol, or the energy of that specific degree, described in a picture symbolic form, just so we can get a better idea of how that particular degree resonates sort of in our physical world. That's what the Sabian symbols describe. And I always look at them in correspondence with the energy, with the degree placements, because they just give us an additional layer of clarity for interpretation, understanding, the whole context of the story. So there may be some, oh my, look at that, you guys. Wow. I was talking about Uranus being in play today and unexpected things happening. So there's one. Sorry about that. My light fell over. Uranus would rule light and knocked over my whole camera. So, all right, I think we're good. I'm super sorry about this delay. Now I got to try to get it to balance without falling over and knocking it over again. So just bear with me a minute. I'm super sorry, guys. I probably should have just hit pause until I get this figured out. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'll be right back. There we go. Anyways, very sorry about that. My apologies. Anyways, I was talking about the degree of the sun today, 19 degrees of Aquarius, and that Sabian symbol is a forest fire quenched. So again, there may be something about the energy today that is bringing us a sense of relief in some type of a way, maybe cooling things down a little bit after what perhaps was maybe kind of an intense weekend. The energy today, though, is also talking about perhaps like actually having some fun, and definitely there is an emphasis coming through about personal self-expression for sure. We have the Earth today, sort of what's happening on the ground, 19 degrees of Leo, a houseboat party. So carefree enjoyment really is sort of maybe what we're actually seeking today, like as we go through our lives. And with all of this Uranus energy, it might sort of be like some type of crazy party going on Earth today. But anyways, Uranus, like I said, is the name of the game today. And that is because the moon in Taurus is going to be forming a conjunction to Uranus. Whenever the moon conjuncts Uranus, this is always a time during the month when things are likely to be a little bit erratic. People might be acting a little strange, just some general weirdness, like plans and stuff totally just going haywire, things totally thrown up in the air. Expect the unexpected, shocks, surprises, spontaneous everything, things like suddenly happening out of the blue. That is definitely the Uranian vibe that we have going on. Uranus is also the ruler of Aquarius, the ruler of the Great Awakening energy, the ruler of the age of Aquarius, and a very critical and important planet right now too. So again, we are in energy today that is definitely trying to align us, to recalibrate us with these Uranian frequencies and help us sort of mesh with the incoming paradigm. So Uranus and the moon together. Also, Uranus is changing degrees today. Uranus has been at 11 Taurus for a very, very long time. Uranus moves to 12 degrees of Taurus today. So that is also puts an emphasis on Uranus because he's actually moving forward. And simultaneously, also the moon and Uranus together will be forming a trine to Venus and Mars together in Capricorn. Enter the relationship issues that may be going on today, okay? But shocks, surprising, unexpected things, relationships, and partnerships. And this is because, again, we have Uranus in the sign of Taurus, ruled by Venus, ruling partnerships, ruling relationships, also finances, also material comforts, economies, resources, supply chains, also stuff like that. But Venus and Mars in the conjunction in the trine to Uranus, this could definitely be bringing some shocking or unexpected things happening in relationships, since that is so emphasized by that specific pairing of planets. But this is also offering some very like faded energy for divine alignments coming in, for couplings and unions that are like divinely orchestrated. Soulmate energy is so strong right now, and specifically today, universe is definitely bringing in some soul connections into our lives, and it's happening most likely in this energy in some very like strange and unexpected ways. It's actually crazy how much of an emphasis on relationships we have going on today, while simultaneously having such an emphasis on Uranus as well. It's happening again, both symbolically and in the context of the aspects and the numerology as well. So there's sort of like three facets today that are pointing of like, energetic interpretation that are pointing to really the same thing. And so I really feel like today could be a really profound day of, issues in relationships surfacing that actually free us and liberate us in some way. Or on the flip side, some really like spontaneous and divine people or connections, soul connections coming into our lives in like really strange or unusual ways. So let's sort of like break all of this down. Okay. So we're in this 222 lunar cycle right now, which began on February 1st, the first day of the second month of our 22nd year. New moon in Aquarius, representing this recalibration energy and the shift of the ages essentially that we're moving into right now. 222, as I said, is ruling that true love and that ultimate fulfillment, telling us that this is a month. It also is ruled, to me, this month is also ruling like miracles and endless possibilities. And so I feel like there is an emphasis on all of these themes coming in and being available to us during this cycle at this point in time. Today, the moon is also in the sign of Taurus, where the North Node is, indicating activating destiny in some type of a way. The North Node rules the destiny, the evolutionary path, the evolutionary course that we're on right now, our trajectory, where we're headed, our next lesson, our next phase of growth. In Taurus, when the moon is coming into Taurus, activating the North Node, this also activates these fated alignments to occur. And Taurus is also the second sign of the zodiac. So there's another 2 in play by the placement of the moon and Uranus today. We also have 4 couplings, 4 pairs of 2 planets aligned in the sky again today. And what is especially ironic about this, if you've been following my work, you know that we've actually had these couplings going on ever since we hit this like 222 month pretty much. But today, what makes it especially unique and interesting is the fact that when I'm looking at this chart for 12 p.m. Eastern, that's always the chart that I'm using when I do these reports. I feel like the middle of the day is a good place to look. All of these planets, all of these couplings of planets are exactly 2 degrees apart. We have Mars and Venus at 11 and 13 Capricorn. We have Pluto and Mercury at 26 and 28 Capricorn. We have the Sun and Saturn at 17 and 19 Aquarius. And at the time when I was looking at this chart at 12 o'clock, we had Uranus and the moon at 12 and 10 degrees of Taurus. So we have 4 planets in pairs working together, and they're 2 degrees apart today while the moon is in Taurus, the second sign of the zodiac, and we are in all of this 2-2 energy. 2-2-2 energy that is talking about bringing in these experiences that are based on true soul connection and fulfillment in the realignments that are going on. It's like that is where we're headed. That is what is coming to us as we go through this process of release and moving on from what is no longer serving us in those ways. So another thing about the energy today that makes it really, puts like a really highlight on this, like I said, we have the moon. One of the couplings is the moon in Taurus and Uranus in Taurus. And we also have Taurus moving ahead, moving to 12 degrees of Taurus today. That Sabian symbol is a young couple window shopping. So even the position of Uranus today, who is in the conjunction with the moon, our primary conjunction of the day, because the moon is like sort of like a trigger planet, and whatever the moon is doing, because it rules our feelings and our internal environment, and a lot of times our feelings translate into our thoughts and our action, our behavior, have a tendency to set things off when the moon is making an aspect. And whenever the moon is making aspect to a planet, that is a real big highlight of the day. And with the moon and Uranus coming together, while Uranus is moving to this degree, talking about specifically verbatim a young couple window shopping, like a young couple working together to plan what their future will look like, literally, that is describing all the other couplings of planets that we simultaneously have going on. And if you've been following my work, I've been talking about how these pairings of planets have been working together to really help us envision, get our mind together, create, and start fertilizing within us and put the work into manifesting our dreams and our visions of what we want and what can truly bring us that ultimate fulfillment based on our authentic potential, and tapping into that resource and utilizing it and not overlooking it anymore. Manifest our goals and our dreams and our visions into reality. That's what this energy this past week has been helping us to do. And that is what this 2-2-2 energy and this 2-2 cycle and this great awakening all year, this whole thing is about. And now we have Uranus moving to this degree, talking about that exact same theme, a young couple window shopping, designing what their new reality is going to look like together, while we have all these planets working together, helping us to go through this process of grounding our goals, our dreams, our visions into reality, and really tangibly, physically manifesting them based on the tapping of our own inner resources. North Node in Taurus, Uranus in Taurus, Moon in Taurus today. Very clear message going on. So when you consider all of this, and then again, also one more note, that Moon and Uranus in Taurus also forming the trine to Venus and Mars, the cosmic couple, couples, pairs, it's not so much about the group. This is one other person working together, couples, pairs, partners, soulmates, twin flames, that type of stuff, very, very highlighted right now in this energy, and could be happening in a very spontaneous or unexpected way, like I said, just because of how this Uranus is so intertwined with it as well. So when you consider it all, it really does seem like this is a day and an energy of unexpected soul connections coming in. Definitely though, with the moon in Taurus today in the trine to Venus and Mars, there could be some unexpected things going on in relationships, partnerships, finances, and with authority figures, bosses, career, professional, public image, governments, establishments, leadership. People in charge could be afflicted by this shock, surprise stuff going on today as well, because this is also happening in the sign of Capricorn, which rules all of those things. So just to keep in mind, we have that as well. Also today, we have, moving on from our 2-2-2 couples, love, spontaneous soulmate connections, and also sort of leaving some things in the past that are maybe no longer serving us in a really sudden type of way situations. We have another big energetic that's going on today, and that is that we have Mercury moving forward, finally moving forward in the retrograde process. Mercury stationed direct on Friday. Mercury is moving forward 26 degrees of Capricorn today, closing the conjunction even tighter between Mercury and Pluto. And then we also have the Sun and Saturn in a conjunction today as well, as I mentioned when I was talking about the couplings of planets, but that is waning out, although they are still in that 2-degree orb. So that energy is actually waning out this week, but still very much ongoing today. So we are still, like I said, very, very much in this powerful manifestation energy. Venus and Mars together. This is talking about actually this a really tremendous creative potential that we have within us right now to really begin fertilizing and conceiving some ideas that we want to birth going forward. that we can like tangibly, again in Capricorn, tangibly, physically form and manifest. Mercury and Pluto together. This is really, really powerful mind, thoughts, words, and an ability to really manifest through our thoughts becoming things. They're so powerful when we have Mercury and Pluto together. The Sun and Saturn, this is manifestation. This is about like really getting down to some really hard work, putting like a lot of effort into pursuing our goals, like not being distracted, really planning, organizing, like strategizing how we can get ahead in Aquarius, and also in a way that liberates us to align with that authenticity and truth. So we have these three fundamentals of this manifestation energy still very much in effect by these couplings, these three couplings of planets that we have going on. And then we have the moon and Uranus coming together today. And that is brilliant solutions. That is just like downloads, flashes of insight, spontaneous revelations, like an instantaneous knowing that solves a problem and really like just opens our eyes to something like in a split second that changes things in a way for us, or just really realigns us internally with the direction that we need to be at right now too, especially with the North Node also being in Taurus. So the energy today is really bringing us some potential for some really just like ingenious downloads or ideas, and then the ability to conceive those within us. Thoughts become things, like tangibly begin to work with that idea and manifest it through our work that we're putting in. Also, all of these planets really helping us to manifest our dreams into reality at this point in time. And so yeah, there may be some brilliant ideas, insights, flashes, solutions, genius things coming to us today, and just like hitting us out of nowhere with the moon and Uranus coming together as well. This energy generally may also cause us to decide to just like spontaneously want to walk away from a connection or a commitment or an obligation or a relationship that we don't feel aligned to anymore. Or like I said, strong chances of just spontaneously bringing in like a random new one that actually does fit us like so much better. There's a lot of energy today talking about personal self-expression and defending our right to align with and display our personal truth. Let's talk about the Sabian symbols for a minute, because they are really all about some personal self-expression today based on these revelations that we've come to, or this new alignment or these transformations that we've undergone. We have, first of all, like I've already mentioned, the Earth today at 19 degrees of Leo, a houseboat party. This is carefree enjoyment, right? We have Mercury moving to 26 degrees of Capricorn today, a nature spirit dancing in the midst of a waterfall, self-empowerment, self-expression, reveling in our naked truth. We have Venus at 13 Capricorn, a fire worshiper, meditates on the ultimate realities of existence, meditating on our authentic truth, like really thinking about it, considering about it, and aligning with it internally. We have Mars today at 11 Capricorn. Pheasants display their brilliant colors on a private estate. That is obviously like showing our true colors, showing off our personal self-expression in a, in a way that we are just not trying to shield in any way. We have Jupiter at 9 degrees of Pisces. The race begins, intent on outdistancing his rivals. A jockey spurs his horse to great speeds. We have Mercury direct, and we have Jupiter at this degree. Forward movement. Things are moving forward now, and we are taking off in that radically new direction in alignment with these shifts and changes that have been going on. We have Saturn at 17 degrees of Aquarius, a watchdog standing guard, protecting his masters and possessions. So we are very much so defending what we value, what we are loyal to, and what is important to us at this point in time. And it has a lot to do with defending these truths that we've come to and these reevaluations of our own internal worth, our own internal value, and that authentic truth and the precious nature of it in unlocking these doors that can lead us down this path to achieving our destiny and the fulfillment and abundance that correlates to that. Uranus, as I said, 12 Taurus, a young couple window shopping, designing the features of our new reality as a couple with perhaps new connections that are coming in. And we have the North Node at 28 degrees of Taurus, a woman pursued by mature romance. This is very interesting considering the North Node is also in Venus's sign, talking about this degree when Venus is just beginning to go forward again after a long retrograde process in Capricorn. That was really a lot having to do with this internal maturation process in terms of what we love, what we consider love to be, what we value, how we, our relationship to our own internal value, what we will and we won't accept anymore, the boundaries that we set for ourselves, and the type of love that we're looking for in alignment with this refined and matured sense of matters of the heart, essentially, that we are dealing in now after Venus's retrograde process in Capricorn, the sign that would be associated with maturity. Very, very interesting. So all of these Sabian symbols today that I just read in some way or another are sort of talking about our desire to sort of start moving forward and expressing our personal authentic truth at this point in time based on these revelations and these reevaluations that we have come to over this past retrograde season when we had Venus and Mercury retrograde, and we had a lot of other outer planets retrograde. We now have all planets direct as well, while Jupiter has just moved to that degree about the race begins. So definitely forward movement right now as we are moving through this energy. The universe wants us to move forward and begin building and manifesting the young couple window shopping. Either, and also it doesn't have to be another person that these soul connections are coming in with. This can also be our connection to God, our connection to universe, to spirit, to the divine, gaining like a whole nother sense of expression or tangible ability to interact with in our lives, and really going through a co-creative process, collaborating with the divine, with God, with universe. That is also what this 222 refers to. It's not necessarily just an externalized relationship. It also refers to the internalized relationship that is going on within us and our union with God, the divine, and that ability to create, manifest in this world as well. So all of those things. Overall today, you guys, energy is likely to be very fast-paced because of Uranus, very high vibe, anxiety, nervous energy, nervous tension may be really high today because of this moon Uranus energy, like electricity in the blood sort of thing. Possibly, as I said, some type of erratic feelings or behaviors, general weirdness going on. But we need to do our best to stay focused and working towards manifesting our goals. This Uranian energy, again, could really be bringing us some really profound genius insights today, especially now that we have Mercury going direct and in a conjunction to Pluto that can help us solve some problems and begin moving forward through this process. We have to keep our eye on the prize for sure with this and try not to get too distracted with all of this really busy energy that might be going on today. As I've mentioned several times, divine connections are coming in, or our connection to the divine itself being strengthened within us. Partners, pairs, couple vibes for sure. Soulmate vibes are very strong right now. So definitely be open to that. Also, things might be getting a little bit crazier on the world stage this week because of the Mercury-Pluto conjunction in Capricorn, ruling governments, establishments, long-held traditions of power and stuff like that. And I wanted to mention that as well because this is energy, Mercury and Pluto, as they come back into the conjunction, that is bringing secrets, corruption, abuses of power out into the open and exposing them. And it could also be exposing secrets in our own lives that have a very transformative effect on us somehow. But, or it could also be Mercury and Pluto together could also be emphasizing a need or a desire to be working on something or thinking about something or keeping our thoughts secret or private in some type of a way at this point in time as well. But regardless, secrets or privacy in our own lives are likely to be highlighted as well this week with this conjunction coming closer and coming into the exact conjunction this week. Secrets, either finding out things that totally change our minds and our viewpoints about stuff, or putting in a lot of effort to secret plans or strategizing things that we've been, sort of keeping to ourselves for one reason or another. But either way, our minds and experiences are definitely being transformed this week on some level with Mercury and Pluto coming into the conjunction, either through what we're finding out, what we're learning, or through what we're strategizing and and the outcome, the transformative outcome that will have on the trajectory of our lives. Remember, the North Node is also in an exact trine to Pluto right now. So, whether it's happening on the world stage, whether it's happening in our individual lives, whatever transformations, whatever secrets are being revealed, whatever transformative effect that is having on us right now, or whatever we're working on in privacy right now, is likely to have a very transformative effect on the direction of our future, on the trajectory of things for us, because of the trine from the North Node, destiny, the path forward, to Pluto and Capricorn right now. So there could definitely be some breakdowns that come with this, but it is going to be very transformative, and it's going to really change the way that we think a lot. And on the flip side of that, anything that, we sort of been working on in private is also going to have a very transformative effect on the trajectory of our lives going forward. And it is in alignment with that authentic growth, that authentic potential, tapping those resources and this freedom to align with the Aquarian frequencies, vibes, and that authentic truth, because of Uranus also being in Taurus right now and ruling that Aquarius energy. So, let's see. I think that's basically what I needed to say today. Yeah, that's what we got. Let's talk about the tarot real quick before my camera shuts off. That's the astrology for today. Divine connections possibly coming in, but lots of Uranus energy, shocks and surprises for sure. Shuffling the cards today, we got 3 cards coming out to clarify the collective energy. We got the 9 of Wands, we got the 5 of Cups, and we got the 4 of Pentacles. I don't have much time left, so I'm just going to read you guys the notes because it will take less time for me to read than if I just do an interpretation right now. And then we got Sun on the back of the deck. So when these cards came out and I was analyzing them, the first things that I thought of were, first of all, we are sort of maybe collectively feeling a bit like the wounded warrior right now, but we are not giving up and we are not giving in. We are having resilience and we are pushing forward. We may be a bit disappointed and sad about what we have lost in our journey or in our battle or through this transformative process right now, but we are determined to hold on to what we've gained, the authentic value that we've discovered inside. And it's like we're the watchdog over it. Saturn at 17 Aquarius, a watchdog guarding and defending his master and possessions. We may feel like we are navigating blind or in the dark right now, like we cannot see the outcome of the direction we've chosen, but regardless, we are holding on tight to our inner value and we are not letting it go. The Sun in reverse, we may feel like things are a little dark right now. We can't see where we're going, but we are holding on tight to the value that we have gained through this process. So that is the message that came out in the tarot today to summarize the collective of the energy for humanity that we have going on today. So it kind of fits right into the overall story. I'm going to grab us a synchronicity card quick. I literally have like 1 more minute, but this is the synchronicity card. This is the message from God. Let's see if I can read it before my camera shuts off. Go within for peace. Pursue peace with all people and holiness, without which no one will see the Lord. Hebrews 12:14. When discord or disharmony is raging around you, go within yourself and be thankful for the grace of God within you. Say thank you for restoring peace to my life. Smile, bless all, and continue to your goal. Saturn energy, all of this manifestation energy, working to our goal, all this Uranus energy. Things might be getting crazy, but we